You guys know what time it is? It's news time! Bite Size Audio is back at it again with new IEM releases, and this week we have quite a few IEMs to cover, but also sadly not a lot of information on each of them. And that is because most of them are kind of freshly announced releases, so information is quite scarce. But with that said, let's jump into our first and biggest IEM announcement, the Moondrop Meteor. The Meteor was announced 3 days ago and is confirmed to be a tribrid setup consisting of 1 DD, 2 BA, and 4 planars, which are most likely the microplanar tweeters. The shell has a Solus-like shape with what looks to be an S8 style transparent shell. Sexy? Maybe. Pricey? Most probably. And the next one, we have an IEM that is supposed to be an upgrade to the Soft Ears volume. It's called the Soft Ears Volume S. 2DD plus 2BA, which is 1 more DD than the previous model. The shell is also way better looking than the original, at least in my opinion. And if you notice the faceplate, it does have a little cutout that looks to be, or at least to me, a tuning dial. So maybe we'll get variable tuning in the Volume S. Hello, Timmy from the future here. As I was editing the video, a graph of the Volume S was actually published by Mark from Super Reviews. And as you can see, it does indeed have 2 different tunings. The low impedance tuning kind of loosely follows the IEF 2023 target with a bit less treble and a bit more bass. So kind of a warm neutral, if you will. The high impedance tuning, on the other hand, looks to be a bit more fun and a bit more contrasty. It kind of follows loosely the Harman target, but maybe with more upper mid-range than your typical Harman. Thank you, Mr. Mark, for the graph, and now back to old Timmy. Moving on, we have an IEM that we know only the name. Tangsu Wukong the King. I really wish I have more for you guys here, but I don't. But I do know more about the next IEM though, and the name should ring familiar to a lot of people, especially the veterans of the IEM scene, the Blonde 03. Yes, we finally have the apothe to try the second edition of a legendary budget IEM, the Blonde 03, of course, which is an IEM that probably started a lot of our journeys here in the IEM world. The second edition still retains the 1 dynamic driver setup and the same boxing glove-like shell shape. It does come with 3 terminations options now, 3.5, 4.4, and USB-C, and you can also get it with or without a mic. MSRP is at $31.99 to $33.99 depending on what you chose. Again, no graph for this one, but I believe there will be some soon since it's already available for purchase. Next up, we have yet another familiar name in the C Audio's Yume 4. Now, some of you guys might remember the original Yume. It was very popular for a time for its natural tuning. Yume Midnight and Yume 2, the follow-up to that, also was quite popular. Yume Ultra, on the other hand, kind of fell by the wayside, and now we arrived at Yume 4. The biggest difference between the new Yume 4 and the previous model is the configuration. The older models all have a 1DD 2BA hybrid setup, whereas the Yume 4 only has 2 BAs. We do know the price of the Yume 4, but it's only in Japanese yen at 31,550, which is around 200 USD. And the reason it's in yen is because it's currently only released in Japan. Not really sure when it's going to hit the international market. That's all the news we have for the Yume 4 so far, so let's move on to the last IEM in this video, the Elysian Apostle. Yes, finally out, finally available for purchase at a price of $1,799. The Apostle is a tribrid IEM consisting of 1 DD, 2 BAs, and 2 EST in a 4-way crossover configuration. The 1 DD is handling the low end, 1 BA for the low mids, another BA for the mids high, and 2 EST for the highs. As for how the tuning looks, well, we don't know because we also don't have a graph for this one. But you know what we do have? an amazing audio store called Hangout.audio. Purchase with confidence from our highly curated list of the best IEM on planet Earth. Everything in our store has been handpicked and approved by Critical himself. We also ship globally and for free, and if you happen to be in Singapore, why not visit us at The Hangout? We're located at 200 Southbridge Road, Level 1 in Chinatown. Come on by and try the hundreds of IEM we have available for demo. And with all of that said, remember friends, if it's not on the list, it doesn't exist. See you next week.